Finally, we cross over to the media, the world of media, and we have none other than David. David, please come over. And Shairan Mansoor from Nickelodeon, and David from David, thank you so much for being here today. It's very difficult to get production people in the media to conferences like this. In the beginning, whenever I invited them, they said, Rama, your conference looks very wordy. Your conference is very writing oriented. What role have I got there? And now we are very happy that we have got two media people into our midst. And first, David, what are your thoughts on the local children's content production industry?
I feel that it has been growing for the last 10 years, especially with the rising of the Asia economy. The purchasing power is much stronger now. In the past, you see only Western producers coming to Asia looking for companies to outsource their work to, but now they're coming here to look for co-investment, co-productions. So it has changed tremendously.
And do you see any prospects of the industry developing into transmedia?
Of course, because children nowadays, they don't sit in front of TV anymore. They are fooling around with their iPad and their phones, all the portable devices like the Nintendo players and all. So all this content is all downloadable from the App Store. So it has changed the way content is engaging the children tremendously.
And therefore, content producers also need to change and provide.
Yes.
That's right. Probably we can now go to Nickelodeon, Shairan Mansoor. Shairan, with the rise of new media and mobile gadgets and a whole variety of them, how has consumption of content changed?
Whenever we look for creative content, of course story is very important, but to us, we also look at technology as an enabler for our content. So if you look at just creating TV series, we need to see how the audience and our audience can also immerse themselves with the characters of the shows, which means then, from creating TV content, how do we then move it into an application world, the online world, the digital world, and also from consumer product perspective, how do we then get kids to touch and feel that product? So to us, when we look at creating content, it has to come from all those elements.
Thank you. I think when we are discussing about content, somebody in our program committee said that content is still king. But Shairan Mansoor has indicated the content is king, but becomes more powerful when it aligns itself with technology. So technology and content is king. That's a message I think is from you. Wonderful. I think that is what we are hoping our writers will embrace technology and cross over from one media to another. And now, Shairan, could you please let us know how could you encourage developing of content with Asian background?
Last year I worked with a Malaysian studio called Inspidia, where we developed a show called Akis. Basically it's about an 8-year-old girl who likes to play pretend and moves from the current situation that she's into a different world completely. But we also know that in Asia, parents play a very important role in kids' lives. Actually, we did a study as well called Next Normal, where it really shows that globally, parents has a very important role in kids today. We could say that parents are their friends. So in the show that we created, we did not leave parents out of the picture completely. While the main character is still a kid, we had parents in there. And we wanted a story where, while the kids can play pretend, but it's also in an environment where kids can relate to that particular environment. So it's about going to school is about their friends, it's about the various mischief that they could have. So I think it's important, for us to really understand the culture and how do we then use that to pull audiences from various parts of Asia together.
But I've heard of stories where Asian content is not so popular. Is it true?
David said earlier, the economy is changing. Asia is definitely thriving. There's a lot of content that's coming out of Asia. It is very difficult to get our content across to Europe or even to US, but because the economy around our region is really growing, so it's very important for us to, try to build content that can work in this region and then slowly let it travel out of the region.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David, and thank you very much, Sharon. I think the message is, ladies and gentlemen, content at this point of time is still very difficult to travel to Europe and America. Don't worry, travel to the region. 1.5 billion children are waiting. Why must you go and tackle the other 200 or 300 million? The 1.5 billion is enough for us. Thank you very much, and we'll continue.
Thank you, Mr. Rama, and thank you, panel speakers. We have come to the Q&A session. Are there any questions from the floor? If not, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's press conference. You are also invited to browse the displays of the awards shortlisted works and books by AFCC speakers. We would also like to introduce to you Mojo, an interactive social application specially tailored for writers and illustrators. This year's AFCC program will also be featured in the app. The app will be launched at AFCC, so please do attend the launch. I would also like to thank all our friends and supporters who have made this festival possible. Thank you and hope to see you at the festival.